First of all, you were better than I thought you'd be.
I don't know if that's
that's a compliment. Like first,
Matt played D1 tennis.
D1 tennis. So I'm like ripping the ball through the middle, and we're having great rallies. Like that's all you can expect.
I just wanted to not have my shoulder hurt and not look like a total jackass and dump the ball in the net. The adjustment from pickleball or padel to tennis itself is just massive.
Certified Magnasty.
What's going on, guys? Matt Manasse, and welcome to our first ever episode of Certified McNasty. So excited to be here alongside my co-host, Jason Adler, and in our third chair, producer Anakin, who's going to chime in and give us some reasoning when we need it. So excited to be here.
Nice to have, female perspective, because we can get a little bro-y.
Bromance is good, bro.
Bromance is good.
Come on. What do you represent, Jason Adler?
I guess the everyman. I'm the everyman pickleball player and just sidekick to your Matt Manasse. To
my greatness.
Your greatness, the McNasty. I don't know.
Well, I wanted to pick you. There was only one selection, right? I was like, I want to start a podcast. Got to have my name in it because I'm a narcissist. So Certified McNasty. It wasn't going to be called Certified Adler. But I was like, I need one guy with me to run this ship. And it was easily you, because good pickleball player. I didn't say great. I said good. But you're good pickleball player. You're Jewish, fun guy.
Maccabee.
We're on the Maccabee team later next year.
Yep.
And we get along, similar backgrounds. You're kind of like an older brother. And I feel you have good values, and we laugh and have a good time. So I think we're going to have a great time on this podcast.
Well, I appreciate that, Matt. And I will also say this. Matt is this big personality on Pickleball TV, and he's hanging out with Taylor Fritz and all these athletes and celebrities all the time. But Matt has this really fun, silly, ridiculous side that I think people need to see more, and I bring it out of him. Our friend Doug Ellen brings it out. We have similar sensibilities, and I think the world's going to appreciate that comedic side of you as well. I
love it. Yeah, because on Pickleball TV, I have to wear the tie and I have to do all the things and be a little boring at times. No, just break down. Yeah. Have to talk about Ben Johns, Anna Lee Waters, which we will do on the pod too. But
for sure,
here we get to let our hair down a little bit. You can let your hair down.
Yeah, I mean, I think that, look, pickleball is great, and we love sports, and we love talking about sports, but I also think we want people to jump in on the couch with us. That sounds weird. But be in the living room with us, and like banter with us.
Just jump on the couch with us.
Yeah, just jump on the couch with like Tom Cruise, like jumping up and down. No, I think it'll be fun, and hopefully people appreciate what you have to say, and we're going to be releasing some episodes and seeing what the people want.
I hope the people like it, because we're going to have a good time. It's going to be a weekly thing. We're going to talk about what's going on in our own lives, what's going on in the pickleball world, what's going on in pop culture, all the fun things that you want to hear, and hopefully you like our take on it and our take on it, really. I guess that's what I wanted to say. Why do I always have to add something else? I don't. I should just stop.
Yes.
Okay.
No, but I think one of the sections we're going to have is called Dink or Stink.
Yeah, I was going to lead us in right now.
Yeah, so what is your dink or stink of the week, Matt?
Yeah, so the dink or stink, obviously dink is something good, stink is not. When you look at Adler's game, both are very similar usually, but I'll go stink to start. So, which has now been remedied, but I came back from a 2-week long trip during Thanksgiving, and first time doing JetBlue. I was on JetBlue Mint, which is an unbelievable experience. If you've never done the lay flat JetBlue, the in-flight experience with JetBlue is like none other. I didn't pay for it. This was on, a business work travel trip. But I'm a Delta guy. They Delta through and through. I haven't flown a non-Delta flight in a long time. First time JetBlue. So, New York to LA, easy enough. Drop my bag off in JFK. Supposed to pick it up in LAX. It says on the app, bag's been scanned every which way. Go to Carousel 3, pick it up. I go there. I'm the first one. I don't stop. I do not pass go. I don't go to the bathroom, nothing. Straight to the carousel. Waited, bag not there. So
worst nightmare.
Worst, and it's midnight.
At least it's your return. You're back, right?
Correct.
It's not
I'm at
when you're
home.
getting
Yes,
it, right.
yes. I'm not on a trip where like I need this stuff really.
Yeah.
But so I have to go to the JetBlue office, claim that and they go, well, technically your bag arrived in the carousel, so it's not really on us. Yes, you can make a claim, but you should actually talk to LAPD. So LAPD came at 12:30 at night. I had to talk to the cops. Oh no, it's the cops. And that's from a movie. Anakin's laughing, but oh no, it's the law. Like super bad, whatever.
I am the law.
So I had to file a police report, and 6 days later they contact me and they found my bag. But I went through the whole claim process with American Express, with JetBlue. I was going to claim way more stuff in my bag than I actually had.
Really? Like a little bit of a play?
I mean, it's probably insurance fraud.
Yeah, I mean...
But I think that's what everyone does, right?
Sure.
This is where we get canceled already.
Well, here, I just want to say real quick, what's so funny is Matt, if you follow Matt along on Instagram, at Matt Manasse,
At Matt Manasse,
at Matt Manasse, he always posts these like clips of like what's happening, and so his JetBlue experience, you're kind of like, all right, so far so good, he's loving it,
Right.
And it was almost too good to be true, and then you get there and no bag.
No bag. No bag.
So okay, 6 days. What is this person doing, by the way?
That's what I don't
that
understand.
has your bag for 6 days and then realizes it and decides to return
Right.
it.
Like after 6 days, they called me at midnight on the 6th day and were like, they just returned the bag.
Midnight.
Yes.
A midnight call.
I was asleep. It was 3 calls because my phone was on Do Not Disturb.
3 calls.
3 calls, which is a lot.
Yeah.
Just leave a message after the first.
And sorry, so it was on Do Not Disturb, but you still woke up?
Well, once they keep calling, you can. So for emergencies, that's the.
Is that a thing?
That's a thing.
Well, what if spam started doing that? What if a spam
I don't think
caller...
spam calls you, but after the second ring, it bypasses do not disturb.
Okay. I guess what I'm asking is if a spam call is calling you multiple times, can it bypass it?
Anyone would bypass it right away.
Damn.
But I think the spammers have so many calls on their sheet that they're like, all right, we'll move on to the next.
The spammers are
Path
showing
of least
mercy.
resistance.
Yeah. Okay, so midnight, you get
Midnight,
a call.
I get the call. They said it's there. And then, like, at this point, I just filed for, like, all this stuff in the bag. I was kind of excited of, like, buying new clothes and all that stuff. And then I didn't get to do that. So, and then they go, first of all, they go, would you like to come to the LAX to pick it up, or would you like us to deliver it? It's like, oh, yeah, I'd love to get in my car and drive to
People
LA.
love going to LAX.
I love it. I can find parking. I can walk in, and no one's going to be in the JetBlue office. And so they ended up giving me my bag.
Jeez.
Untouched, the stuff in the bag.
So
Exactly folded how I put it, because I actually am a very neat packer.
I was going to ask you, are you
Yeah.
good? Are you one of the good packers?
Yes.
I roll. Do you roll or do you
Rolling is very effective. I usually don't, but it is effective, and I should. I roll if
It's a very
I have
diplomatic way to say
no. If
not your way.
I roll if I have a very small bag, and
So
I don't have a lot of space. Like it's a small trip, and I need to bring more. But I had a massive bag and not that much clothes, so I wanted to lay it out.
And that's how I got into pickleball.
Yeah. Well, my first real job ever was at Abercrombie and Fitch.
Abercrombie and Fitch?
Yes, first real job
Really?
ever, Abercrombie and Fitch. So I'm great at
Did
folding.
you see that documentary?
But that's my stink of the week.
That was a long way to go. So the stink of the week was the JetBlue bag.
Yeah. And
So wait, Matt was an Abercrombie and Fitch model?
Yeah, I'm getting back to that, as you can tell.
Wow. This is news to me. All right. Let's.
And my good thing of the week, I'll let you go to yours, is I started playing tennis again, and actually you were my first person that I brought out to hit, and you were like, no, we need you pushed me to like, I want to hit, let's hit.
I was nervous.
Were you?
Yeah, because I haven't really played tennis in years, and with my shoulder.
But you were like gung ho, you were excited about it.
I was excited about it because I was like, let's hit. Like, let's see what happens. But I wasn't going to be able to serve or anything.
When did you hurt your shoulder? It wasn't
It
from
all
tennis,
happened,
was it?
No, it was May 2023.
From tennis? No, pickleball.
It was from years of a bunch of things.
Okay.
I mean, it was, but a lot of lessons.
What are you talking about?
I guess it was years of overuse,
Okay.
and then lots of tears, and it just finally one day it was done.
Okay.
So surgery.
So so we hit, and your racket, by the way, the grip was like, he had a grip that was 5/8, which like I ended up hitting with Taylor Fritz this week. It's been a fun week of getting back into tennis, target practice, a lot of cool things I think for 2026 in tennis. But your racket, Taylor Fritz wouldn't use a 4 5/8 grip, and you're how tall are you?
5'9". Here's what's funny.
5'9".
Why is it about height?
I don't know.
Here's what's funny.
Right.
An old friend of mine who was a very good tennis player owed me money from a long gambling debt from when we were in middle school, and decided to just make up for it.
Would you know what the bet was about?
Oh, dude, that's a whole nother story.
Okay,
I'm not going to go into right now, but that is a great. So anyway, he gave me 2 of his rackets, which are now like 25 years old.
It was like you had like a Prince Warrior, but like not the white one that Raptor
it's
used.
Good that
the other
you
one.
Remember that?
Yeah.
And the grips are huge. I can only wonder how good I will be when I actually get like a quarter.
First
grip.
of all, you were better than I thaught you'd be.
I don't know if that's
it's a compliment. Like first,
Matt played D1 tennis.
D1 tennis. So I'm like ripping the ball through the middle, and we're having great rallies. Like that's all you can expect.
I just wanted to not have my shoulder hurt and not look like a total jackass and dump the ball in the net. But
So-
by the way, the adjustment from pickleball or padel to tennis itself is just massive.
The court is massive.
It's an acre.
There's so much ground to cover. The way you move, the movement pass, it's so much.
Yeah,
it's so much.
I mean, and so you're inspired to play tennis now because you're realizing that tennis is still it's the sport.
It's such a great sport. I think it's going to help me with all the other sports as well. Like to dial my tennis in is going to get my footwork better for pickle. Going to help me with some paddle stuff, all of that. So any high moments, low moments of your week?
Honestly, I'll just say this. It was funny. I was looking forward. So it's a long story with my living situation, but I had to get out of my studio temporarily, and then I'm going back in. I've been planning on staying with Matt, like looking forward to it. I'm like, oh, this will be fun. We'll do some content maybe. And no less than 5 times over the last couple months, Matt has been like, when are you staying with me again?
I know. He calls me all the time to remind me. And
no, it's not that. It's just, it's like, hey, just a heads up.
No, he's like, hey, how's your day going? I saw something on Instagram. You were like eating that food. And then like I finished my story, and he's like, by the way, remember I'm staying with you. It's really the call just to tell me he's staying with me.
It's really not. But
terrified
it's like I almost
he's not
knew
going to be
something-
able to stay.
What's that?
Be terrified he's not going to let you stay.
No, it wasn't that. I just feel like with Matt, you never know. He might be out of town, and then we forgot to do the key exchange.
I have extra keys.
So it's just hilarious because the day before I'm supposed to stay with him, he's like, "Hey man, I just went into my guest bathroom and there's this awful leak." And I'm like, and by the way, Matt, when he first bought that condo, had awful leaks going on. And had to insurance it was like you were out of your apartment for 6 months. So this place is kind of cursed with leaks. But basically, I'm like, oh no, that sucks. Sorry to hear that. What about me? I'm kidding. I didn't immediately go in. But I ended up.
Well, I first called you and I was like, terrible leak, like worst case scenario, you're gonna you could shower in my we could share that bathroom while you're here for 3 days. Not a big deal. Your room will be great. Like. We'll figure this out. I thought the leak was going to be done, but then they come in and they it's a bad leak, and they start tearing up my guest bathroom, and there's holes in it, and the fucking thing's covered, and there's going to be workers in there. And I'm like, you can still stay there if you want, but I don't think you want workers in your shit.
It's one of those things where Matt would say, no, dude, it's fine. I mean, yes, it sucks that there's a leak, but you can use my bathroom. Then the next call is, hey, listen, I don't want, you can totally stay there, but there's going to be workers in there. I'm like, what do you mean there's going to be workers? There's just going to be workers in there around the clock. I'm like, so he keeps giving me these.
But when I
reasons
first called him, he was like, okay. Like it was like this sad,
it wasn't sad.
I'll be homeless, and it's like it's your fault.
I did make a joke though that I've always said if I were ever going to be homeless, I would be in Santa Monica because it's as good as it gets. The weather's great. They feed you. So I was like, well, maybe I'll just try that.
And if you go on the promenade, you're like a couple feet away from some pickleball courts.
Listen, I've seen people sleeping in there before.
I bet John would let you stay in Pickle Pop if needed be.
We have Pickle Pop now. Anyway, that's another thing.
All right,
So was that your dink and your stink because you were so excited about having a
we were gonna
slumber
have some-
party
we were gonna
and
have
then
some
it
good
ended
times.
up
Well, the
in a
stink
dink?
will come next time I'm at Matt's place. You know what I mean?
And he was going to cook for me in the morning.
I was going to cook. I was going to be like Johnny
Yeah,
Drama.
he's gonna be drama.
Make a nice breakfast burrito. We got a nice breakfast burritos here.
Dude, unbelievable.
Passes.
And you got your juice.
Oh, iced coffee.
Where's your juice? Did you get rid of the juice?
My Smurf juice is done. I wasn't going to allow you to do that to me.
Why? You had blue juice.
Excellent chef over there, Andy, made us some protein shake thing.
You had blue juice, and I was gonna make. Well,
Is my tongue blue?
I made the joke that your body wants to grow, but that you take blue juice to stay small.
That was pretty funny.
It was funny earlier. So we have the certified McNasty take of the week. It's a little vague on here, but we're kind of talking about, we alluded to it, me getting back into tennis. A lot of people compare tennis, pickleball, paddle, all these 3 racket sports. First of all, what got me back into it was I was invited to this event in New Mexico with Andre Agassi and Coco Vandeweghe and John Isner and Sam Querrey, the Bryan brothers, and I hit 3 forehands there, and I haven't hit a ball in 5 years, and I played a ton of pickle with Andre. We connected there. I saw him again in Dallas. I was then invited on behalf of Ciroc and Tennis Channel to do some content in Madison Square Garden, the Garden Cup with Kyrgios, and Tommy Paul and Sabalenka. So I've started to get pulled back to tennis a little bit in the last couple months, and I don't know why. I have not a fear, but I'm not good enough at tennis anymore to go back, right? But now after hitting again and being around it and realizing, first of all, I can still hit a good ball. It's making me realize one thing where I forget where the clip is and we can pull it up. But there was someone that said, if you play tennis at a really high level, then you can easily come and play paddle. Okay, if you play paddle at a really high level, but you've never played tennis, you're going to still be fine in pickleball. Now, if you start only on pickleball, you've never done the other 2, it's going to be hard to go up. Yeah. And this is not a comparison to say what's harder, easier, but tennis is still the sport that the skills that you get at a young age, if you were to really try to exceed in tennis, is going to translate to all the others.
Sure.
Right? The ability to cover the ball and get topspin, the ability to slice and hit good volleys, the movement patterns with your feet, all of these things are very important. But to me, my desire to get back into tennis and all 3 really is to kind of bring the sports together, because I don't think there needs to be a comparison. Like, for example, this week, kind of being around pickleball got me in touch with Taylor Fritz. Now I get on a tennis court with Taylor Fritz. Being in pickleball now allows me to coach Andre Agassi and exchange numbers but
coach him in pickleball. In
pickleball, yeah, he's not listening to my tennis advice, and he shouldn't. Yeah. 8-time Grand Slam champion Andre Agassi. But it's interesting because going back to tennis, though, even brings that relationship closer, right? Because you're not just pickleball now; you're all of the things that he enjoys. So after we hit, I sent him a video of us hitting. Yeah, and I was like, "All right, now it's your turn," because I've diagnosed his pickleball skills, and I'm like, "Now it's your turn. Give it to me. You can be brutally honest." And he sent a minute-long voice note about my strokes, and immediately, first of all, the diagnosis on my strokes was spot on. Wow. He goes, in the first 10 seconds, I mean, I won't play it because that's personal. It's his voice note to me. But what he said essentially was, I can tell immediately that you favor your backhand more than your forehand. That's in 10 seconds. He said he noticed that immediately. No, he's incredible. Some of the stories I've heard with him and Andy Roddick when they first played, and his diagnosis on seeing Roddick on a billboard. Roddick's talked about it on his podcast. But it's crazy how he could break down and that I'm pulling off the forehand. And but it's amazing because all these sports can really pull each other together. I don't know what my take is other than that I think you can enjoy all 3. Right, you can get on the court and hit down the middle in tennis and play points if you want. You can get on pickleball, compete all day long, get on a paddle court, and all 3 are going to help each other. All 3 can bring the communities together. I don't think there has to be a comparison. They're all so different. The skills needed in all 3, yes, come from tennis, but then you need to forget some when you go to paddle and pickle. So that's my take.
He left a second voice note, too, about the guy you were hitting with, right?
He did.
He said, that guy's spectacular. I've never seen a stroke
like that. He goes,
kind
of, sometimes when you discover talent, you can find a diamond in the rough. And he's like, this guy... Smurf Juice has a backhand. Andre's known for his great backhand. And he's like, that backhand, though?
I do this weird kick out with my leg.
I mean, you do that in pickleball,
too. I know, but I didn't know I did it in tennis. It's almost like I now picked that up from pickle. I don't think I used to do it in tennis.
Well, and you come around on a weird thing, and your feeding was horrible.
Well, yeah, I can't feed in tennis.
But a lot of people can't feed, which is really weird to me.
No, feeding is its own thing, and I will tell you, I did the Padel certification, and I've played a handful of times. I love it. I'm still figuring out. Feeding in Padel is very different. You have to feed off the side back wall, the back side wall, and
you can't play. You're not placing it there properly.
Dude, trust me, you're not hitting strokes you hit in games because normally they're overhead or they're vibro or they're bandeja, but you're trying to feed with enough pace to. Think about it. You're never hitting those shots.
I know I can do it though. That's the thing because I'm a talented racket sport
you know what?
person.
I would bet you.
You know what I was thinking about?
Bet you that if I gave you the certification test to hit it in certain squares, you get 3 shots per square,
right?
And it has to do.
I bet I make them all.
Oh God, no!
Yeah.
You won't. I don't think you do 80%. I think you wouldn't do 80%.
All right, we'll do it next week, and we'll film it and we'll bring it back for the pod.
Yeah, but you don't get to practice. You have to like.
Yeah, sure.
Oh my God, no way. There's no way.
Dude, I have racket talent.
Fun.
But you know what I want to do, by the way?
It's different.
I was thinking, because I go in my trunk, and you sent me a picture of your trunk the other day, and you're like, I feel like it's McNasty's trunk now, because
somebody said that to me.
You had every racket in there. Every racket,
and
paddle,
sneaker
whatever.
and
yes.
bag.
I need a company to make me a racket bag that can fit all 3.
It's a great idea.
Right?
Can I say something real quick?
That would be really fun to have this like bag that has everything in it.
You've heard about these PTP cups, right?
Yes.
Pickle, tennis, and Padel.
Yes.
And
you just won yours.
Yeah, we just won our Santa Monica Pickleball Center, Santa Monica Pickleball and Padel.
Yep.
And we went down to Barnes Center in San Diego.
Yep.
And I'm watching these guys. Speaking of tennis, like you see the difference.
Yeah,
you
had Brandon Holt.
Top
100
number
in the world.
99,
yep.
And guys that were number 1 at USC and top 10 national players. And they have to play 2 sports, which is what's interesting. But you're playing pickleball, padel, and tennis over the course of one day. Sometimes we've done one with 2 days. But I think there's room for this thing to grow, and it'll be interesting. Anyway, it's just really fun to kind of watch all 3 sports.
Right.
Your idea for a bag is...
It's great, right? Yeah, I mean, and then so when you watch some of the, I guess what you would say these athletic guys then go to either paddle or pickle. What were your thoughts?
So some of them, like we had, I think one of the top doubles teams in the world. They're both like 6'5", 6'6" guys, 6'7" actually. One of them
6'7",
and they'd never played, paddle, and they're on the court laughing, but they're obviously amazing at certain shots,
right? And then
then playing off the walls.
But what about pickle?
So pickle,
were they humbled a little bit, or because we had Rafa Leonhard, right?
We had Rafa Leonhard,
who's a
beat
pro
Ben
pickleball
Johns
player.
and just beat Fed.
Yep.
He's a super nice guy.
Yeah.
Big tennis background, but hadn't played tennis in a while, and even he was like, "Wow, I still kind of, have it, but if you're not super sharp with it." It's tough, but they introduced a serve and volley rule in pickle.
That's right.
So it's a little controversial for picklers.
Well, yeah, because then you don't get the biggest shot is that third shot drop and controlling it, and they don't have to do that.
Well, the returner's no longer the advantage, right?
Right, of course.
Yeah. So it was interesting, but I would say if you've played pickle recently, as long as you're playing these sports, it's not as hard. But if you haven't, or if you haven't played tennis in a long time,
right,
and you've been holding these small rackets and paddles, it is tough to go.
I mean, you realize that each sport has its nuance,
yes,
and you need to be training at whichever sport you're gonna want to compete at that day. You better have trained hard and been ready to go, because once you play against the best in that sport, it's gonna show if you haven't.
I will tell you what, Durner is a stud.
Durner's a stud.
That guy, some people are just born to play any racket sport at any time. He's one of the few that could do all 3 really at a high level.
I agree with you.
You obviously have a lot of respect for all of the sports we're talking about. And obviously in the actual world out there, there's a lot of competition.
Yeah.
And so where do you think that comes from? Because you have done and played all of it, or both of you, in the terms of obviously everything can coexist. But, is it that pickleball players have never had to like hone in on, learning how to play with the correct grip for months on end before starting to play, versus tennis players seeing pickleballers go out there? Because when I started playing tennis, it took me, a couple weeks before I could be comfortable in a live ball situation.
When did you start playing tennis?
The summer.
After pickle? Oh, you'd never played tennis?
No.
But you played pickle before
tennis?
Tennis?
Just very recreational, like very little.
Okay.
But it was just interesting because it took me so long to get out there and start playing, versus pickleball, the first time I ever held a paddle, I could play.
Right.
Do you think that's where some of like...
I think there's some jealousy at the top end of tennis, or some either former players or current players that see the money and the opportunities and the fame, notoriety that have bestowed some in the sport of pickleball when those same people, I guess, maybe didn't succeed in tennis, right? So they're seeing fame, money, whatever, coming to a few, and they think the sport is easier because those people failed in tennis in their minds. They don't see all the time spent in training, all the nuance they've had to add or forget from tennis, and all of these different things that make it its own separate, unique, and wonderful sport. I think that mindset is certainly changing. I think a lot of the Roddick's of the world, the McEnroes that have come in and done a lot of stuff. Andre Agassi, that's all helped. Sam Querrey coming in, not doing well, that's helped because people realize, oh my God, this is hard. Sam was top 10 in the world, hasn't done anything in pickleball. Jack Sock was number 1 in the world in doubles on the ATP Tour. In doubles pickleball, he's struggling. Singles,
made the nice leap.
Jeannie's made a good leap, but is she number 1? Is ever going to be number 1? No, right? And she was 4 in the world. So people understand it. In terms of, I think to your point, yes, I think some tennis players look at the recreational side of the sport and are like, there's no discipline there. Like because in pickleball, there's so many right ways to hit a shot. You don't have to have this exact grip and this exact take back because there's more forgiveness in the way the ball comes off the paddle. There's no strings. Your error margin's gonna, if you hit a ball in pickleball, you can still kind of make it. It's not going to shank, outside the fence by 20 feet. And I think there's probably a lot of very competitive tennis players that are like, that's not the discipline we grew up with. And we just like, and the coaching and the certification isn't where it needs to be yet, which I agree with. In pickleball, there's plenty of hacks in the sport that are at your public parks or wherever the hell they are, coaching that really don't deserve to be coaching anyone and shouldn't be paid. So I think as a tennis coach, you're looking at that and like, oh my God, this guy isn't even an athlete, has no idea how to hold the paddle or racket if they're talking tennis, and yet is making money teaching pickleball or making more money teaching pickle than I've ever made teaching tennis, and that's where the jealousy comes in.
It's also interesting though. You see the lifetime ball and the paddle technology.
Yeah.
It has become more tennis-y,
100%.
which the sport needs to figure out what it wants to do, but it is entertaining to watch a lot of the
100%.
singles matches and a lot of the tennis players that are, you top 100 or top 150, you're still barely making it.
Right.
Like it's really the top, 30 that are getting all the sponsorship deals and making millions of dollars.
If that.
But once you get past that, so there's resentment there. That's an interesting point. You come over to pickle and singles is the easiest pathway because it takes a good 4 to 6 months for anybody to really learn doubles.
The comparison that tennis players are getting upset about, and that's why I hate the comparison chat, is like a top 100 tennis player in the world. That is such a hard thing to do.
Yes.
Like anyone who played college tennis, junior tennis, that was your goal at one point, was to play in a Grand Slam, and it is such a hard thing to do. Hours of training, luck, your body type, your physical gifts from your parents, all those different things. If you're 80 in the world on the WTA or ATP Tour, you're not getting paid by your racket sponsor. You've won
like every match.
And you've been a stud your whole life. And you're not getting any money from a clothing sponsor.
Yeah.
And in their mind, it's a lot easier to then go into pickle, be top 10, have XYZ paddle company pay you whatever they're paying, the tour paying a certain contract, clothing company giving free stuff, So to them, it's, oh my God, these guys are taking the easy way out. I think that thought process, while valid in some capacity, maybe the last few years, that's going to quickly change over the next few years, and I think we have that as a topic here in a second too, of contracts changing and all that stuff.
I mean, Matt gets more free stuff than most of the top 80 tennis players in the world.
I do.
So there's resentment there
I'm
too.
sure there is. But
flying mint.
But look, I'm hosting this PGA show in convention in Orlando next month. We're having a celebrity
What airline?
pickleball, not JetBlue. They're gonna lose my luggage. No, but
that's awesome.
I'm bringing some former tennis players in the mix too. So it's tennis. I'm gonna have tennis, pickleball pros, myself. We're gonna have some football players playing in it.
That's
golfers.
amazing.
So look. I think if people would just bring everyone together, and I seriously, like, people try to exclude too many people, whether they're making content, whether they're hosting an event, whether they're having a holiday party. Invite the people that are around and make it together, and then everyone wins. So let's move on from that topic to the next.
Yeah.
Our next segment, the certified brick of the week.
What's the certified brick of the week?
Brick, like, you know, in basketball, if you hit it off the rim, bricking
So
it.
it's a bad thing.
Or a shank. We call it the certified shank of the week, certified Adler miss dink of the week, you know, forehand dink that goes in the net sometimes. So
maybe my backhand. My forehand I don't miss.
I feel like your backhand you never miss. Your backhand's your solid.
Thanks, Matt.
Yeah, the
I don't
forehand
know. It depends on whether the slice is feeling good or if my two-y.
The redirect I've never seen a miss, and I've seen it pass me many times, which is so obnoxious.
The redirect.
So obnoxious. It's like it goes by me every time it goes by me. I think of that noise, and it's like a Smurf juice replay in my head. Anyways. Certified brick of the week. Last week, the UPA terminated the contracts of 3 top pros after they participated in unsanctioned events overseas. It sparked a lot of reaction. Some people are blaming the players. Some people are blaming the league. Some people think the entire situation is a brick. So we will slow it down. From a decision-making standpoint, where do we think the brick is here? For those that don't know, Paris Todd, James Ignatowicz, Vivian Glausman, and Ryan Fu.
Yeah, Paris Todd's the only one that's not quite been.
So all 4 went to Tokyo. I actually saw Paris the day before she went. We were doing some stuff in Boca. Was excited about going to Japan. Had never been.
Yeah. From
what I heard, a very easy thing. We're gonna go host some clinics. We're gonna maybe play an EXO and. It's just like kind of a fun trip. We're going to have a lot of sushi and try good food. Like, that's all I heard. And on Instagram, that's all I saw.
Yeah.
I just saw Paris and James and everyone eating food. What ended up happening was that they did their clinics that were paid for. Someone was paying money. They were getting paid. They did their exhibitions, but all of this was attached to the Japanese Pickleball Federation hosting a massive 1,000-person plus pickleball tournament, and sponsored by James' new paddle brand RPM, which competes with Yola, and all the while, Japanese Pickleball Federation was promoting them as top PPA pros. It wasn't just the top pickleball pros in the world, but PPA pros are here in Japan, and it was basically a pre-event to support their massive event. So in PPA's eyes, they go, sure, some of you asked for permission. Paris did. Apparently, Ryan Fu did.
Ryan Fu didn't directly, but
correct.
James did.
James Glausman, but didn't tell the full story of what was going on. My take on it, who's the brick? Look, I think a lot of people like to criticize PPA because they're the organization and they're the big man in the room, and it's easy to do and say, oh, they're treating the players X, Y, and Z. These players are getting paid a lot of cash.
Yes, and James right out of college.
Right. These are young 20-somethings. I guess the age doesn't matter, but look, they were given a very, very handsome salary by the tour, and they work for the tour. There's no other professional tour. If they wanted to go on the tennis tour, for example, or play golf or whatever it may be, once you earn your tour card in golf or once you start getting up the rankings in tennis, you have to win to make money.
Prize money. Yeah.
There's prize money. There is no guaranteed of any kind. And you had players making $500,000, million plus money guaranteed to just show up to events.
It's crazy.
And there's a contract you signed to get that money.
Yep.
And you know what you signed. You know what's there. There's been other players like a Kwang Duong that have been...
Wang Yun.
Yeah, Wang Yun. I still don't understand that one. That they've been made an example of. Right? They've showed their hand, and the PPA has shown theirs, that we're not tolerating anything that uses our brand, first of all, to make you money overseas or messes with our interests overseas, which is their next big frontier. They're wanting to go to Asia and grow PPA Asia. So for me, the brick of the week, it goes on the players. You need to be upfront with the PPA. I'm hosting an exhibition at Griffin Club next month, January 10th. Roscoe Bellamy, Gabe Joseph, Wes Burrows, myself. I have an email with the Griffin Club. They're asking me what I want to call it and how I want to
Am I line judging
advertise it. You are the line judge or the ball person. I'm not really sure. We need snacks. Can you bring Capri Sun?
Snacks guy.
So she asked me, can we say like the best PPA pros in the world? I said no. This has nothing to do with PPA.
Yeah.
You could say pickleball pros. Yes, in their bio, you can certainly say their PPA
But
ranking.
the headline can't.
The headline can't be that we're taking someone else's
That's
thing.
what exclusivity is.
And I shot that email copy to Connor just to let them know. Wes and the
Connor
gang.
Pardo, the commissioner. Yeah.
Connor Pardo, the commissioner. He appreciated it.
Yeah.
So, look, if you're getting paid a ton of money, you have to play by the rules. I think it's going to be very interesting moving forward as the players, all their contracts for the most part have been reduced by 2/3. They're getting paid 1/3 of their payment, and then the prize money's going up. So this next year is going to be very interesting. I think it's going to be better for the sport. I think there's going to be more to talk about from a commentary, broadcasting perspective. Because this quarterfinal match, there's $20,000 on the line. It's not just it's a match. So that's my take.
Can I just add a little? So a couple things I agree with everything you said, and I would also say we had James Ignatowicz out at our club, San Marco Pickleball Center, to do the RPM. Really nice guy, really good guy. He's the owner and designer of these paddles, so he's got a whole nother world that he's looking forward to. And the fact that this was sponsored by RPM, I love James, but I mean, he knew what he was doing. He knew there could be some backlash there. But Vivian Glasman, I also heard she didn't reduce her contract, so I think a lot of this is also relationship.
For sure.
Paris, very marketable, beautiful. She's probably going to be fine. And Ryan Foo's gone. So I think that some of this was cleaning the books.
For sure.
And the players should have known that this could happen, and maybe they didn't care.
But if you're Vivian Glasman and you know that you not went against, the Godfather, right, and said no, I don't want this new contract. But you know that they wanted you to be in a certain contract, and you decided I'm going to keep my money, and they're not going to look lightly on that, and that means they're going to be fine-tooth comb through that contract with every move for the next year. Yeah. So that going into any trip you do, and I agree, Paris Todd, very marketable. Her sponsors are very tied into the tour, Franklin and some others. I think she brings great publicity to the tour. She's a pretty girl. All of those things that make it harder to
I think that
lay
it's
something
case
down.
by case.
Case by
and
case.
I think, like anything, you got to look just a little deeper, and you can figure things out. But good brick.
Good brick.
Good first brick.
I agree.
Yeah.
It's interesting because you have a lot of keyboard warriors that want to go straight after the big organization, and I think in this case, and look, I'm not someone a lot of big organizations mess up all the time, and don't treat their employees well, and whatever it may be. In this case, I don't see it.
All right. So, guys, we're going to do a segment called Certified News each episode. And this week, I wanted to ask you, Matt, or bring to your attention the Tesla Selkirk paddle.
A strange experience.
Which kind of blew people away. I mean, I have heard nothing yet technically about it. But the packaging, the concept, the price point sounds amazing. Want to get your take.
First of all, it looks great. My take is that I read all about it. I saw on Kyle Kazuda's Instagram, that pickleball guy, Kyle Kazuda, big Selkirk.
Yep.
He was talking about the paddle, and then he said go to shop.tesla.com to go buy it. It was sold out. It was $350. Sold out, I think, first day. And then I read a little bit about the bio of how it came to be, which was, I guess, the Barnes, the people that own Selkirk, met engineers from Tesla that happened to be at one of these big pickleball events, and they started talking and just decided, all right, we're going to make this Tesla plaid paddle and a special cover, and it really does look cool. I have no idea how it plays. Kyle gave a spiel on how it plays. It looks like it plays like a normal pickleball paddle. In terms of relevance in the world and what it does for the sport, beyond the initial first clip of people talking about it, it's been a week or so. I haven't heard about it much now, but it's cool. And anytime you can shine more light on pickleball and have a major brand and even a controversial brand in some capacity like Tesla come into our sport, I think that's fantastic. Maybe there'll be a Generation 2 Tesla paddle. Even if I'm with another brand, I kind of want to get my hands on a Tesla paddle. It would be something, as a pickleball freak like we are, I think we'd want that in our tool bag or in our shelf to show, hey, we have this paddle. So if anyone's out there and, I know I'm not with Selkirk, but if I could get a paddle, that would be great. But I'd consider even buying one because I think it would be cool to have.
I thought our friend Doug Ellen would have had one. Because he's a Tesla owner.
That's ridiculous.
You had to order them through the app or through Tesla. You couldn't get it through any other way.
Right.
Now they're selling secondhand for $500,000.
Are they already?
Yes. And what's funny is Thomas Shields of the Dink lost his, left it at a restaurant already.
Come on.
Come on.
He was using it. He was collabing
Where did
with
you see
Tesla.
that story? He posted about it?
I listened to that podcast.
Wow.
And it's also on their Dink, their newsletter, that Thomas.
He left it at a restaurant?
He's talking to Zane and Tice, and he's like, oh,
Holy shit.
Guys, I'm not kidding. I think I left it at a restaurant.
And it's not there.
And they're
You went-
laughing, and he's like, no, I'm
I'm
serious.
gonna
I
have to go.
And left mid recording, and
Not there.
Not there. He left.
Thomas,
Thomas.
you're an idiot.
Dude.
You're an idiot.
Are you
There's
serious?
nothing else to say. That is crazy.
And he just played, I think, Anna Bright in a.
He did.
Yeah.
Did he win that?
I don't think so.
I doubt it.
No, but he made a heck of a case for himself as to how amazing he was and handling,
He's not a bad player.
No, he's not
Not a
bad.
bad player.
I've never seen him play, but I've heard him talk about himself.
But clearly forgetful.
I'd be curious. Yeah, he
I
might be a
mean,
little
what an-
forgetful. Dude, that's bad.
Wonder what kind of restaurant. I don't know why I'm imagining he's at like a Waffle House.
Why
and
are you
left
at a
it,
restaurant
in the-
with him?
I'm just like imagining Waffle House and he left it in like a booth, like it fell down in the booth and he walked out. I don't
was
know why.
picturing like a Japanese restaurant
Were
getting
you?
sushi. Maybe because we were
Interesting.
talking about Japan.
Interesting.
But
Give it a few years, there's going to be a kid coming up that's like, I never heard of pickleball, but I found this Tesla paddle at a diner, and now
Right,
he's the world's
diner.
best.
At
And
a
it was
diner.
all planned.
we
Right.
should guess on what was the restaurant Thomas Shields was at. Yeah.
Chuck
that'd
E.
be
Cheese.
Chuck E. Cheese.
No.
Thomas, I'm giving you credit. I'm just gonna stick with my Japanese restaurant.
Do you know where he was?
No idea. I don't know where they record that. Austin, probably.
Austin. Maybe.
Yeah.
Okay, so he was in Austin.
Barbecue.
It was after pickleball.
Why
Clearly.
are you bringing it to a restaurant?
No, so they played pickleball.
Yeah, but
so
you
they're
brought
healthy.
it into the restaurant.
I know they don't want it in the restaurant. I'm trying to get inside his head of if you're in Austin and you just played a competitive pickleball game,
Where are you eating?
where are you eating after?
Because now that's all you're thinking about is the
Right,
restaurant.
you're getting food, but like, are you going to be healthy? Where are you going with it?
Thomas is healthy. That guy
Right.
takes care of himself. Yeah. So he wasn't at a Waffle House or a Chuck E. Cheese.
But do you think it's a chain of some kind, or do you think it's a local?
I think it was probably a decent restaurant where he's looking good. Maybe he even had a date. I don't know. And
I
he's
think he left it at True Food's kitchen. You're not bringing a pickleball paddle into a date. Come on now.
all right.
you
That's all we have to say about that. That was our
But
certified news.
What other brands do you guys think would be cool? Like, obviously, this is putting more eyes
Collabs?
on pickleball. What kind of collabs?
Yola and Porsche.
Yeah. Well, you have a Porsche.
Just
I mean,
came to me.
Jason's
And
flexing.
Yola's I wasn't
He-
going
he
there
just-
at all.
he just wants-
my car,
and he would be able
outside
to
in the
get a
first
hold of
parking
it.
spot.
Listen, I would Yola. I mean, but you think Yola, you think Porsche, like it kind of like those go hand in hand. Thank you. Right?
Yola, originally a German company. Originally,
Is that right?
yeah.
There you go.
Originally, it's
Okay.
obviously
And
not
BMW
anymore.
could work too.
BMW could work. That's your old car.
Yeah. Wow, you keep track of my cars, Audi.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not a Porsche.
Yeah. No,
It's not a Porsche.
I mean,
But outside of cars,
Outside of cars.
What- David X.
Yeah, no, I don't know
Pickleball.
why he thought. Yeah, he thought you only meant cars.
no,
it's insane.
I just went.
No,
I'm just-
I the reason he did it is probably because he's like, I have a Porsche. If I'm an owner, I will get access
we
to
already
the
established
paddle.
Right. Well,
Listen.
no, and Lamborghini did a collab with Babolat
Now
for
we're getting
Padel
somewhere.
rackets. which is
DeLorean and
awesome.
Diadem.
Right. Babolat and Buick. Yeah, that would be great. I love Reese's. Love.
Would you eat one right now if it was put in front of you?
No.
See, he's become like
No.
lifeless.
I wouldn't. But I'm not lifeless. I'm on a plan until January 10th. Then I start the bulk. Then bring me a peanut butter cup.
Okay.
What about the Reese's one, the protein?
Yeah,
Reese's?
that's not bad. It's okay.
Wait, they have Okay.
Okay.
Hold on.
So
they have these
But
bars.
so if Reese's made a paddle or a bag that then like somehow opened up and had like cups in a secret compartment, I mean, it would be amazing.
Mood, you guys.
Mood, you guys. I mean, it would be insane.
Reese's. I do love Reese's as well, but the protein bar thing's ridiculous. Like these protein bars. No. I'm saying, are they really healthy? If you have anything Reese's related,
It's flavored. Reese's flavored.
Right, and it's probably not healthy. Am I wrong?
No, it doesn't taste as good. It's just like it's a licensing deal.
Right, it's just branding.
So I forget which bar partnered with Reese's, but Reese's gives them their license to use their
All right,
logo
I like this. I like this
and
idea.
flavor.
So you have any choice you can make of brand,
Rolex.
Rolex, and what? A Rolex paddle?
Yeah.
Matt did just get his first Rolex. I hope he doesn't get jumped. Oh! Boom!
It took to the
There
very
it
end of the
is.
episode to pull that out.
Wow. Well, all right. So I couldn't even get the question out. So Rolex, if you're
Rolex.
watching, Matt would love to do some kind of collab, but again
100%.
with pickleball.
With pickleball. Well, I think you could tie in all of their high-end sports. They're in a lot of sports. I think you could do something around the U.S. Open.
Tennis for sure.
Right? Or Wimbledon. Tie it in with tennis. Have a very nice, clean
Classy.
paddle, very clean bag. Maybe that's where they come out with the bag that's a hybrid. A Rolex.
For all three.
Yeah. Pickle
You know
paddle,
what? That's
tennis
a really
bag.
good idea. The
and
brand.
you gift it to all the people that are in your suite at the U.S. Open that play all. They get this beautiful leather bag that they can take to all their different racket sports. Phenomenal idea.
But how would we get one? Because we're
Oh, you
not
won't, you won't, but I will. And,
And you can touch it.
yeah, I'll let you hang
You
with
can
it.
put a paddle in it.
Yeah, it'd be great.
We can
All
carry your
right,
bag
so
for
Matt
you.
says Rolex. I'm still going to
That's
stick
actually
with
a phenomenal idea, and I'm going to send a note to my guy after this.
Well, great. We have video of this, so we'll just
Yeah.
edit it, and you don't have to send a note. You can just send a clip.
That's true. That's true.
Or if you do like Rolex, but more in the Wimbledon theme, where there's like a tournament and it's
Well, look, the
all
PTP
white.
Cup.
Yeah.
We get a big brand behind that. Pickle, tennis, Padel. Like that's going to be a big opportunity. For
But you
somebody.
need the big players.
Rafa.
You need Roger.
Rafa.
Rafa
the
doesn't have a
two Rs.
Rolex deal.
Oh, we're just talking Rolex still?
I'm
No,
just saying, if we were doing Rolex,
dude,
yeah.
get off the Rolex already.
Just saying.
All
Do you
right.
like it? Are you?
It's beautiful.
Well, you were at my house when I fucking
I was
received
there.
it.
Yeah, when it wasn't leaking there, and I was able to take a shower there.
wait. What's the backstory? How did you get a Rolex?
It's through a pickleball connection. Pickleball brings everything to light.
Yeah.
So I was in New York, and my manager introduced me to this fellow who he has the seventh largest Rolex he's the seventh largest Rolex distributor in the U.S. From Detroit, Tappers, Mark Tapper, and he's a pickleball fan. And we played, and he said, if you need anything, obviously I paid for it, but to get a Rolex and to get it at
You got a
retail
good
is
deal,
like
too.
impossible.
Doug's
so,
a big Rolex guy, too.
it was a very, very nice thing, and very fortunate, and fortunate to be able to get one and get the one I wanted and all of it, and it's pretty awesome.
It's pretty awesome.
It looks cool when I look down at my wrist. No, it's fun.
We could think of cool brand opportunities.
Yeah,
though, just
Rolex
for
would
fun.
be. Rolex is up there.
All right.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Weekly Ooh, I do weekly. I
Give
don't
him
know.
some Smurf juice,
Does
quick.
anyone have any Smurf juice? I think this segment is called Ask the Professor, Jason, which means you're supposed to ask me something. Do you have your notes?
Look, Matt, a lot of people would say that I represent the everyman here
They would.
as a 4.98 duper. I guess that's the everyman.
Right, higher than Doug's, I believe.
Yeah. No, Doug's I think Doug's is higher. Yeah, so there's questions that a lot of us have, especially if you want to get better
Yeah.
and play a lot of tournaments. If we have a tennis background or something with strings, it's a little tougher to understand how to generate spin.
Okay.
So I guess what I would ask you is if you are learning how to dink or drive, is there a tip you can give if you're used to being able to like create a lot of topspin or slice to either eliminate that habit because it's tough to make the transition, or now we've gotten to a point where we can.
So you're saying someone coming from tennis, or you're saying someone not? You kind of went back
I'm
and
saying,
forth.
I know, I realize that. I'm saying coming from tennis where you
Okay.
have this tendency to,
So they already know how to create
Yes.
topspin. Okay.
and now the technology's sort of gotten better
Yeah.
and the ball's a little bit better, but it's not the same.
Yeah. Great question. I
Thank
think very good question. So coming from tennis, I think you're used to creating topspin from all areas of the court or slice. The ball stays on the string bed for a longer period of time. You can kind of whip things around, which happening a little more in pickle, as you kind of alluded to, with the paddle technology and all this stuff. I always like to remind people, though, that obviously from the serve, when you're serving, when you're hitting a drive, that's going to be your most similar to tennis, right? You can almost copy and paste your forehand from tennis. The paddle can be the tip of the paddle can be more perpendicular, not straight down, and you can hit your nice forehand and cover the ball and brush on the ball. I think when I was getting into pickleball, the certifications from 5 years ago, they didn't use the word brush. They didn't allow it because they thought that was too similar to tennis. We don't brush the ball in pickleball. Well, you do, and you get topspin, and we need to talk about that because that's a real shot. So I think people are getting back into teaching that type of, like when I have someone new that maybe didn't come from tennis, I feed them balls out of the basket, and we do like tennis forehands, finish over the shoulder, making sure, butt cap to butt cap, and we're brushing the ball, right? Because you look at Jack Sock's forehand in tennis and pickleball, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
Right? He's able to really whip that thing and get a ton of topspin. What you have to remind people that come from tennis is that when they're at the kitchen line, now everything changes.
Yeah.
Right? So if you're trying to speed up the ball off the bounce, it's not going to be this quick,
wristy,
perpendicular. That ball's not, you don't have enough time to push through it and for it to come up and down.
Yeah.
Right? You only have now the court's
7 feet.
7 feet or 15 feet less because you're at the kitchen line. So
and the volleys are
right,
different.
and I like to tell them, make sure you're getting the tip down. That way, when you're speeding up, you're getting more paddle face on the ball. The backhand is a whole nother thing. In tennis, you're used to this long slice to get to the ball.
I feel like in pickle now.
Yeah, so for this, there's two strokes, right? For the slice cross court dink, it's not really like a cut slice, as you know, right?
It's a guide.
It's a guide. So I need to manipulate the wrist ahead of time and then still use my shoulder to push as opposed to really cutting and slicing through it. And then, you do the two-handed backhand is almost a necessity at this point as you get higher and higher level. I think really only when you go above that 5-0 level and then get into the pros. I think for the recreational player, I don't think no one's pushing you around and you don't need to create enough offense that you need that two-hander yet. I just think it's going to create too many things to work on. You're going to be fine with just making enough balls. And then there's so many different techniques. You could look at the Connor Garnett. You could look at Roscoe. You could look at Ben Johns or Federico Staxford, which is almost identical. Hayden Patrick's almost like in the middle of his body. So the two-handed backhand, there's so many different techniques and ways to do it, which I think is a little difficult coming from tennis because in tennis, you're really taught, for the most part, like a very similar stroke from everyone. Yes, like the take back is different, but the contact point's always going to relatively be the same. Pickleball's a little different.
Yeah, and the grip, continental.
Yeah, it's like a little
board.
over to Eastern.
Yeah,
a little over to Eastern. Obviously, your volleys are so much different.
Yes.
In tennis, your
and the footwork.
Your balance point in tennis, you're able to step across and keep the balance straight in the center of your body. Why am I doing this?
No, why are you laughing?
Well, no, because I thought you would be laughing when I went like this, and you're going to do one of these. It was just annoying, But there's
right.
so many different things. But a great question,
Professor.
Yeah, that's answer number one from the professor.
That's good. I mean, it was thorough.
Thank you. All right, so now we get into my favorite segment of the week, certified snack of the week, and we're not talking about Adler, that snack over there.
You guys are unbelievable.
We're talking about what we eat.
The mixed snack.
Because I love to eat. But as you know, I've been on a fitness journey.
Dude, you are a big eater, and you have been on a very serious fitness journey. How did you lose so much weight?
Well, so I'm down 13 pounds. I think the last huge gross meal was like our In-N-Out challenge.
Oh my god!
And that kind of was the catalyst to be like, all right, I need to tone it down. But so we'll have more fun snacks in the future where we actually like maybe bring in some fun food that we like that's like more indulgent. But I'm on a health kick. So have you had this David bar?
You know what? I hadn't had it till recently. I did try one recently.
You want to try it?
Sure.
All right. So
not at the same time though. We're not doing what we did with
Lady and the Tramp. Yeah. Well, so the macro. So does anyone care about my journey?
No.
Okay. So I'll talk about it.
Sure.
So you have to. So first of all, 10,000 steps every day. I'm getting my 4 lifts a week, but it's all about the diet. So I'm on like you go up and down your I forget calorie. What's it called when you go up and down?
He's no longer the professor.
I'm not the professor for this one. I forget the exact word, but like
fluctuation.
Some days I'm on 1,800, some I'm on 2,000 calories, but I go up and down depending on the workouts and all that stuff. It keeps the body guessing and always burning calories and fat. So, but I'm on usually around 1,800.
This is snack of the.
Shut up! I'm just telling you. Shut up!
Shut up! Shut up!
1,800 to 2,000 calories a day, 180 grams of protein, usually 160 of carbs, and then it's low fat. It's about 55 to 60 grams of fat. So the macros on this are fantastic for what I need because it's only 150 calories, but 28 grams of protein, 12 of carb, and only 2 of fat.
That's 150 calories. That's
yeah,
it?
and it tastes amazing. So,
Okay.
chocolate chip cookie dough flavored bar. David, not sponsoring the podcast, wish they were.
We can work on it. Those are like $5 or maybe $4 a bar, I think.
I bought them off Amazon. This is something I actually had to pay
That's
for, which is
amazing. Wow.
really obnoxious
Well,
because I don't pay
Never
for anything.
again. David.
I mean,
David.
just send me some bars,
Come
dude. I
on.
love these. I love these. We're talking about it on the podcast. Should we say mood before we eat them, like the guy?
Man, you guys.
Man, you guys.
Do you want to throw one in the air and I'll catch it? Is that risky?
That's risky business.
Probably not.
Do you want me to?
I'll do it. Go ahead.
All right. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
All right, ready?
Yeah.
All right.
Here we
It's
go.
a big piece. For
Yeah, that's kind of big.
You want it in half?
Yeah. I don't need that big of a piece of David. Here we go, guys. Bark like a seal.
David.
Here we go.
It's
Yeah.
sticky, so I hope it doesn't stick.
Oh, boy.
Not that sticky.
I hope
Ready?
you washed your hands.
Ready?
Yeah.
Oh! First one.
All right. No, we got it. This is the first clap we got. This.
That was a good
we needed that.
throw. What do you think of it?
I think it tastes like your hands. No, I'm kidding. It's actually really good. Yeah, no, I mean, healthy, tasty. I know they have different flavors. So, David, shout at us.
I thought it was good.
We want to try some of your flavors. It's really good.
Cool.
Yes, this was fun.
All right. Well, that was episode 1, our very first. You were here with us along for the ride of Certified McNasty. I am your host, Matt Manasse. We were joined by our co-host,
Jason Adler.
and our third chair, Anakin. So happy you came. And we're going to be back every single week. So hit the like, subscribe button, share it with your friends, find it wherever you get your podcasts. We're going to have a blast here every week on these couches. So we hope to see you soon at Certified McNasty. Peace.
Matt reads every comment. So
I
comment.
do. Be nice. Be nice.
Or if you have questions for the pod, put them in the comments and you might be
Do
featured.
that as well. If you have questions for us about anything, doesn't have to be racket sport related, pickle related, whatever, let us know and we'll probably bring it on the pod.
Yeah, we'll probably talk about it.
We will.
If it's interesting.
And when we're traveling, we're still going to be doing this. We're going to have our kits, we're going to have our laptops. And I think when we travel, it's going to be really fun because we'll have a lot of like stories to talk about that are current and going on in our lives.
Bottom line is we're gonna be consistent voices.
That's right.
You know. Yeah. Thanks, Reese's.
Thanks, Rolex.
Yeah.